Good morning and welcome to Messed Up Gaming. We have had some fun over the past day or two. What you're looking at is a time lapse here of what I did and lost the video. So what we did, and you didn't get to see because it was lost, was we expanded from 170 in the previous episode to 200,000 people. The city is growing fairly well. I'm still got quite good demand for new homes. They are building quite well, not probably as quick as they do originally, but then again, as the city gets bigger, the homes don't grow as fast, as we all know. So what I did to begin with, let me walk you through what I built. So firstly, I created this down here. This is our new water area, water treatment plant, because the other one is effectively full. I can't add any more waste treatment plants or pumping stations there. This one though comes out to the river, which comes out to the ocean. I have sunk it in as deep as the ocean in regards to the bottom of it, so it does create a bit of a pool, and we're reducing flooding down. We've got our waste treatment plants here, some crematoriums at the back, and a police station I ended up putting there. Now, I did that first, and then what I started doing was extend this highway out here with a new highway interchange. And let me just reverse that road because I've got that going the wrong way. That's better. So I rejigged all this highway interchange just to get it over the other side. So we've got our lanes coming in and out from the industrial side here and into our original residential here and industrial, into this roundabout onto our main highway in and out, which links to the other side. I then extended it along, adding in another on and off for the people living this end of town here. And added some more at the end of the episode anyway, added some more incineration plants, crematoriums, a hospital, and a fire station, just because I was coming through massive need. We firstly created a cargo terminal with industrial area this side and linked it through to our original area so goods can go across, because I found before I put this road in here, the traffic coming onto the freeway and off the freeway was just silly when they can just shortcut over the railway line. We put in a elevated cloverleaf here, which I don't know how realistic this is in the real world to build. Probably not at all, due to imagine the cost of it being in the billions. Just to get it above the main road, which I extended our tram loop along and then down the side here with a loop at the bottom for our passengers to get on and off under the glass roof plaza with another hospital, fire station, and police station there. As you can see, I have also added in quite a lot of pedestrian paths. Reason being, I want to try and keep my traffic usage as high as possible for the flow. 87% at 200,000, I think is pretty awesome. And the people here are walking around really well. So I added, to join this on from the other part, a path, which is not being overly used. People are cycling or walking along the roads. If I just crank up the speed here, you'll see this. But, it's doing its job. We've got the cyclists coming back and forth. We've got our little trams going along, and we've got people here. Now, let me just slow down the game again, just so it's not so shuttery. I did the on and off ramps here for industrial area and to get into our main residential. I started doing a grid here because I can fill this in with some walkable residential around it to boost the people walking, depending on how my public transport holds up. We've got a couple abandoned buildings here just through not enough workers, but that will disappear over time. I have started printing up the pedestrian areas here amongst all the housing. You'll see I've got mainly commercial and office space if I flick to this view here, around the outside of it. Housing through the middle to try and create that buffer of what we're doing. I did end up adding a subway station in here, and if I speed this up, this here, a bit like the one in the other video I did, this one here is regurgitating a good 200, 300 or 400 people at a time, depending on the day. That was a small amount of people coming across, but I have seen this thing pour out a good 300 people at a time on here, and they are walking off really well all the way along up to Plaza. Some are going to my university, wherever it is, here it is. And if you have a look here, we're fairly busy. Not bad, not bad. You can see the pockets of people that come out of the subway station every now and then. There's another one here. And there's another group there. Like clockwork. And they're also piling through these streets, which I've found as well. We've got lots of good cycling up. We've got tons of people coming down here. So they seem to come out the metro, walk down here, walk down this one here, and then split across and down to get to our elevated train station, which I've put in here, which at the moment is linking through this rabbit warren here of trains to our original one. Now, having thought about this, I'm not overly impressed by how I've got these railway lines here. It's a bit of a hodgepodge of stupidity, really, and I'm thinking of rejigging this in the next episode. And then explaining my thoughts on how I've done it. And probably putting a junction off of here to come down and joining up here just to separate it out a little bit. I want to get people coming from both sides of the city, not just one side of the city. But it's working all right. So if we have a look here at our public transport, at our metro, I put in a double junction metro station here, which is linking all the way across to here where we had the clock tower from our previous episode, which you can see is just here. And that's the one, as you can see, the people coming in and out of here is pretty awesome. Especially if we just wait a moment for the metro to show up here. And now I'm waiting on it. It won't. Here it comes. From both sides. Cool. So this would be a good idea of how much we're using this. And there's a lot of people there pouring out of it. And going up. Awesome. That is exactly what we want to see. So that's coming along. Now the train line, I did put in a train line to go from our harbour to our station all the way across to here to help people come across. And as I mentioned before, it's linked to the external lines as well. Now we're getting some people, not bad. So that's what we did. It was pretty time consuming just letting people build and grow in. Because as you can imagine at this time of the game, it does go slow no matter what you're running. I will say though, pedestrians are good, they're happy. And if we just have a look at the stats for how we're going, our electricity is dipping, but we still got 1,000 megawatt there from the looks of it. Water is awesome since the new area we built. Garbage is okay. Education's good. Health is ticking along nicely. I would like to see the birth rate increase. Lifespan of 79, 80 years. I'm happy with that. Again, our happiness here is fine apart from our office, but I believe that's more people we have in, the better. We'll increase that. And traffic flow. 86%, 87% we're tickering around. For 200,000 people, I reckon is pretty good. And when you have a look at this, no one here is red, except for this area. But it's red because it's busy. It's not red because it's congested. We are just happy busy. Happy busy. What's that there? Again, happy busy. And makes no sense as to why that's red. Oh, I did make that a one-way road just for to end, just because the amount of people I had going in at one point was just ludicrous. And the other thing I did add, just to make it a bit more user-friendly, if people are living here and they want to get to the right-hand side for work, pedestrian bridge I chucked in. And we have a really good volume of people walking along that. So I'm super happy with that. So yeah, let me know how you think we're going. We've got lots of gaps here to fill in, which is good and bad. So what I'm going to do in the next episode is start to probably fill some of them in, I'm thinking, or I'm going to expand over here and then fill in at the end. Because when I zoom all the way out, we've got buildable area on the right hand side down and up, a little bit here in the right hand middle, and a little bit at the top. But we're probably running out of buildable area unless we start flattening off more of these hills, which I'm a bit loath to do. So I'm going to see, I might build this out here, which will get us another 50,000 odd people. I'm thinking of putting a harbour in the front here somewhere. I'm not entirely sure because we do have boat Yep, we have harbour facility along here somewhere, so I can put one somewhere along, maybe here near where the highway drops, drop it round. Easy in and out for that, but we'll see. Still trying to decide what I'm going to do in this squat here. It may just be premium housing, and put the couple of these I want to put in. Where was it here? The Opera House, the library, and things like the expo and the science center, which to me would be together along here somewhere with the harbour, just to jazz this side up. And as they're coming off of the freeway, it's straight in, and they've got a short walk really from the train station in, and we can run the trams further around. But apart from that, it's going fairly well. I'm also wondering if I buy some squares, if I can get the highway to connect up to here off the map again, but I'm not sure if that'll work or not, just to allow people to come through from this side and help us grow our population. But that's for another episode. But the train is the next thing I'm going to be rejigging, as I mentioned before, because to me this just looks like a railroad warren of crap. I mean, look, this bit here's alright, that bit there's alright, but coming down here is just a rabbit warren. So I'm thinking of splitting it into possibly pedestrian, passenger and freight, or keeping it as is but having one line that goes left, one line that goes right, and just having little lines coming off of that instead of the up and under and all over the shop I've got here. And I reckon this here I can make it better with a loop this side, a loop that side, so the trains can get in and out. And if they're coming along this line from the bottom of the screen, well, then they can come around to here, do a loop and run down the side of it. So we've got two separate lines in, trying to reduce the congestion down a little bit. But yeah, that's it for another episode. City's growing really nicely, 200,000. We've got some demand again. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. And again, please like and subscribe to the videos. It does help out massively. Yeah, thank you very much and have a great day.